them that you were the originator.
Well, I like that idea. I've always wanted to beef up my wine skills. I even looked up being a sommelier, but I don't necessarily want to do a restaurant. I just want to really like know my stuff.
Ooh, white and red and champagne, I think that would cover you. You know what, I started it out in person with, and Richard could to talk about, because he's been there too, you know, just to pull people together to keep it intimate, and it worked out real well. And then obviously we got into the situation we're dealing with now, so we went to Zoom. So what we usually did the last Thursday of the month, because everybody said it was the best day to do it. And we started out with just people having a glass of wine. They would introduce themselves to who's on the call, talk about where they are with their career, because you know things are different. And then we turn around, they talk about the glass of the wine they were drinking and why they were drinking the wine. And we'd go through everybody. And then we rolled into like maybe some fun facts about the players on the call that you would not know, and they had to guess them. So it's amazing what comes out of that. So we did that. And then we rolled into wine trivia. I've got it actually here. I used it the other night on a call with our friends, that we did wine trivia to track everybody, and to turn around, everybody would have to answer the question. Whoever was closest to the wine answer would win that category, and whoever won at the end would get a bottle of wine. Now, I also did pricing. So if you did pricing from the 20s, 30s, I'm talking last century, or car prices or house prices or income, again, and to trivia the same way, it's a lot of fun and made people think, and it really was enjoyable. So I had people on from Nova Scotia, Winnipeg, Sacramento. Amy was on from Philadelphia, from Maryland. People were on from all over the place, so it got to be fun. And then people kind of got a little, we'll say, Zoom tired. So it kind of took a break because they're ready to want to get engaged again, but we're not quite there yet.
Well, Amy, you make sure that I get invited next time you get the email too, because I'd love to do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I sure will.
Like Mariska, I can up my game and understanding a little bit more about different wines.
Well, I'll give you just a couple questions that you can laugh about. I'm not giving you answers. So I'll give you this one. It is like, how much wine is in a standard bottle? It could be milliliters or ounces. Then there was another one. How many grapes does it take to make a standard bottle of wine? So good questions. And why I mixed it up, because I had to be faster than Google.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Nobody cheats, but everybody's got fast fingers.
I can do the 750, but I can't do the grapes.
You got the 750 right.
Hey, Jerry Rice, good to see you.
Hey, Jerry.
All right, Greg, I think we'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure we'll have a couple more people trickling in and out.
Sounds like a plan. For everyone Jerry Rice, oh my God, look. Jerry, I do have to digress for one moment. When we originally were planning this, we wanted you to do these home dinners and have them delivered to everyone who's on the So listen, tonight's a really exciting evening, and I'm going to switch over to a PowerPoint, but I love the networking that we have going on. So I'm just going to call everyone by name and ask you if you could just tell me your name, who you're with, and what Skål, and one word that you'd like to bestow upon Amy and Weldon as they take the reign of Skål and lead for the next 2 years. So, of course, we know you need to think about that. So let me start. My name is Greg DeShields, Executive Director of PHL University, and soon to be former president of Skal Philadelphia, and I guess become the North America representative. I am thrilled for Amy as well as Weldon as they embark upon this journey. And if there's one word that I would suggest to them as they move forward, it's about growth. So with that being said, let's turn it over to Mariska Bogle.
I am not ready. I'm trying to get my background going on, but okay.
All right, hold on. Let me take a trip down to Atlanta. June, how about you?
Hi. June Seminario. Yes, I'm in Atlanta, and yes, I will always be a Skal Philadelphia member. I tried Skål Atlanta, and they're dear people, and I go to their meetings whenever I can, but my heart's in Philadelphia. And just to let you know, when things shut down last March, Amy will attest, I was coming to the Skal Philadelphia meeting that I hadn't been up there in Philly in a year. And I was coming to that meeting and we got locked down, so.
So what's your one word that you would suggest for Amy and for Weldon?
Flexible.
Flexible. Great.
Mhm.
All right, let's go over to Betsy Barber.
Well, hi, everyone. Betsy Barber. I'm supposed to be a retired professor emeritus from Temple University, but I don't think I've ever worked so hard in my life. So good thing I'm retired. Otherwise, I couldn't serve on all the boards I serve on. My one word, innovation, and keep it up.
Great. I'm going to go over to Amy's mom. So can you take yourself off mute?
Yes. My name is Lynn Bendekovits and I work for an insurance company.
Okay.
Um,
And what word would you share with Amy and Weldon as they take the reins of Skal Philadelphia?
Empathy.
Empathy.
Very good.
Awesome. All right. So Don Gable.
Yeah, hi guys. Don Gable. I'm president of Packer Society Hill Travel. Work from home now, but for about 30 years we were at 7th and Walnut Street in downtown Philadelphia, which is about 2 blocks from Independence Hall. And that's where the Society Hill part of the name comes in. And Packer was my father-in-law, so I married into the business. I got in the easy way. And the word I would say for Amy is just stamina.
Stamina. Awesome. All right. How about you, Corey?
Hello, I'm Corey Franks. I'm
There's Corey.
Amy's fiance, actually.
Yay!
You gotta turn your thing on mute. I'm hearing like a feedback. I'm a captain with Piedmont Airlines, and like I said, I'm Amy's fiance. So I've been in Skål for almost 3 years in Philadelphia, and word I would use to bestow upon Weldon and Amy would probably be patience, probably for myself, because I'm sure Amy's going to have a little bit of stress, and I'll be the one that has to deal with that. But
I've heard
she's excited, so I'm excited for her.
I've heard
they'll
this.
do great.
I heard there's a special spouse club for presidents of Skal Philadelphia, so you may want to reach out to some of the former spouses to give you some insight. How about you, Keith?
Well, I'm retired the last couple of years. I was in the hotel business for 43 years, traveled all over the United States, and just was time. But as Betsy said, I'm on a lot of boards, keeps me busy, doing a little here and there and grandchildren. So my plate's pretty full. But my word would be brand.
Brand. Awesome. Cool. All right, Jerry Rice, you're up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Rice. I am the owner of Jerry's Cakes and Catering in North
Yay!
And I had to jump off for a second because I want to pull a couple of peach cobblers out the oven right quick because I have a service tonight. And welcome, Amy. Well, good luck, Amy. In my word would be endurance.
Endurance. Awesome. Great. How about you, Richard?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the invite. Great to be here tonight. I am the Vice President of Administration for Skål USA. I'm in the Orlando Club with Keith, and been in the Orlando Club since, I guess, 2009. Been around a while. And for Weldon and Amy, I just want to tell you, persistence is the key. So you need to be persistent with everything that happens. And trust me, we reach out to clubs to try to get information and membership all the time, and you just got to keep hanging in there and make sure you never quit. So that's my word.
Cool. How about you, Sybil?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sybil Davis, and I'm the Director of Membership here at Skal Philadelphia. My word to you, Amy and Weldon, is social, as we now are on Instagram and we work to get more social with our club uniquely as we handle virtual meetings this year.
I like your hat, Sybil.
Thank you. Thank you.
How about you, Frank?
Well, I'm Frank Clear. I'm past president and treasurer of the club. I have retired from my company that I had, interim management, hotel management, and that's been my life in the hotel business. I'm delighted to have our president here, and my word is, actually, I have two words. I have energy, and I have the other word, benefits. I think for our new members or attract members, we need to much more explain and bring our benefits forward so people understand what it's really all about.
Awesome. Great. How about you, Debbie?
Hi, everybody. Debbie McGaldy. I am actually semi-retired. I have retired from the hotel industry, looking for something outside the industry at the moment. Also a past president, and my word would be connection. I know how difficult it's been over the last almost a year now, us keeping connected, and I think we've done a really good job of it. So it's just keeping that connection going.
Cool.
And I saw the name John Schmidt, and I wondered who our new member was. Hi, John.
How about you, Nashi?
Hello, everyone. I am Niyoshi. I plan events at Penn Law, and my word would be have fun. I know this sounds like really serious, but at the end of the day, it's here, and make sure you're having a good time with it.
Cool. How about you, Kendall?
Hello, I am Kendall Blythe. I am Vice President of Blythe Travel. Mom's had that travel agency a year longer than I was born. So still in business 56 years later. And for Amy's mom, I also work for an insurance company, part-time. I am president of New Jersey Skal, and my word, Amy, for you would be collaboration, because there is strength in collaboration.
Awesome.
Or Levon Whitman, Jim Dwyer knows what I'm talking about.
And June says it's your birthday?
It was last Thursday. Today's my mom's birthday, but it's too icy out for me to take her anywhere. So.
Hey, Phyllis.
Yep.
How about you, Gordon?
Hi, I'm Gordon Reese, current fourth-year president of Skål, Northeast Pennsylvania. We do have a new president, but our meetings keep on getting canceled. But I like this as Zoom induction, so congratulations, Amy. My word is support. You definitely need the support of your whole club, and you can't get any better support than Jim Dwyer and the rest of, and Frank Clare and the rest of Skål. They're awesome.
Awesome. Ollie, how about you? You're still on mute, Ali. There you go.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. So my name is Allie. I work for Expedia Group in Philadelphia. I would say a word for 2021 would be enthusiasm. So enthusiasm within our chapter and really with the greater Skål organization as we head into a new year.
Great. Thank you.
Great word.
Sarah, how about you?
Hey everyone, I am Sadie or Sarah Park. I am a junior at Temple's SDHM, and I'm also a full-time intern at PHS for the Philadelphia Flower Show. And my one word would be curiosity.
Curiosity. Awesome. All right, so it's almost like a drum roll. So Weldon, why don't we hear from you?
Hey, well, good evening all. My name is Weldon Smith, and I come to Skal Philadelphia by way of Long Island, New York, a roundabout trip. But where as a kid, I grew up developing a love for the outdoors, travel, and water sports in particular. But that beginning was augmented by a first career in financial management that came with a lot of foreign travel. And therein lies my affection for not only travel, but cultural diversity as well, too. So I've since transitioned to a career in marketing and moved from New York down to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and recently, while researching alternate sectors in which I can use my marketing skills, I discovered Skal and the good people associated with the travel and tourism industry. So it's been great being a part of the organization over the last year and a half, and I'm looking forward to working with Amy and all of you to continuing the great work of this organization and exploring new avenues. Collaboration, empathy, a few others are part of my watchword, but Amy, the other words scare me. So we're going to talk after this.
So Juan, how are you? Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to fast track you to get you involved in our conversation. So tell us who you are, where you're from, your organization, and then we need one word from you to support or encourage Amy and Weldon.
Good afternoon. My name is Juan Sepulveda. I'm the past president of New York Skal. Surviving the pandemic like everybody else. I don't have a job right now. I was doing some consultancies, but I think the word, Amy, from here on is tenacity. We cannot allow anybody else to do anything else for us if we don't do it for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we take that all the way to the bank. The new form of business is going to be everything. It's got to be new. Your restaurant is going to be new. Your hotel is going to be new. Your agency is going to be new. Everything's going to be brand new. Your customers are going to be new. We can't count on anything we used to have. That's gone. Wow. So from here on, it's like an open book, an open notebook that is ready to be written, and that's what we have.
Great. Thank you.
Congratulations on your appointment.
All right. Amy, how about you?
Wait, I had one. You forgot me.
Oh, I did? I thought we had you.
No, I was trying to get my background together.
Go back. Sorry.
I didn't. So wait a minute. I am I had the pleasure of serving with Greg as vice, and I am the ED of Philadelphia Hospitality. We're an inbound tour operator, and quickly, Amy and leadership. I hope you have resilience, because it's going to be a tough road ahead. You're going to have to, manage quite a few softballs or hardballs coming your way, but you've got a great team. You've got good heads on your shoulders, and you just have to be in this for the long run. And you do have that. You have a lot of capabilities, a lot of great ideas, and I just wish you, you and the whole team well.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. You notice how I said that, Madam Vice President? I like that title, right? But thank you for your words. How about you, Amy?
Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Bendekovits, incoming Skål president, Skål Philadelphia president. And I work for Compass Group Unidine, which is a contracted food service provider. And my one word to Weldon and myself would just be inclusion. That's a big part of what we're going to talk about today.
Cool. So, Jim, bring us home.
I'd love to. Thanks for inviting me again, Greg. I'm Jim Dwyer. I'm a member of Skål, New Jersey, past president there. Current president of Skål International USA. Long time, very good friend of Skal Philadelphia. I think I've been to almost as many meetings there as in New Jersey, for crying out loud. I've known Amy since maybe her first meeting in Skal Philadelphia when she was in Temple, and followed her progress through our club in northern New Jersey at the time. I met her in Memphis with Corey a few years ago when I had gone to a national meeting in Arkansas and drove over to go to a Memphis meeting. And then it was great to welcome her back up here again. As far as words, I think because of my elevated status as president, I'm going to be like Frank. And I want to use two words. I also want to say that all of the words that all of you folks have said exemplify the type of person that Amy is. I don't know Weldon, but I hope to really know him well over the next year. Amy is all of that. And two other things. I'm going to give you two quotes now that I'm going to use at the beginning of our meeting. We're having a winter board meeting next Monday. One of them is a quote by Albert Einstein, which I'm sure you've all heard. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Okay. So with that said, I think we need creativity. That's one word. Amy has that abundantly. The second word, second quotation, very brief, negativity is the cornerstone of failure. And I don't know if anybody knows who quoted that. It was me.
I was going to guess that, Jim. I
Yeah, I
already
know.
knew.
I told you that today, you bum. And at any rate, we need positivity. And I've told several of our members on our executive committee that the clubs that are not doing well have leaders that don't have a positive attitude. Amy has that. Amy and I are chatting all the time and tweeting, whatever. And, she has that, and God bless her and best of luck. Greg, whenever you want to do, we can do the skull toast. You tell me.
So let me transition to our PowerPoint here. And I think we have a process that we're going to go through. So
very nice.
Moment. All right, so here's our agenda for this evening. We've done some introduction. We'll come back with Jim. Then we'll get into the induction of Amy and Weldon, and then we'll close with Jim. So yes, the next is the skull toast. So Frank and Jim, take it away.
Well,
Frank, let us do it together. Okay, we can do a tag team.
hey, we play golf together. It's just all synchronous. All
That's
right, here we go. Fellow colleagues everywhere.
To
fellow
colleagues
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Happiness.
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 Good health.
Good health.
Health.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Long life.
Long
Life.
Skål.
Oh. Okay, so we are thrilled to have you all join us tonight for the induction of Amy as well as Weldon, and to hear some encouraging words from Jim, who is our new Skal International USA president. So with that, and to kind of stay on schedule, I'm going to turn it over to Jim.
Thanks very much, Greg. The things we're doing, we did last year, and the things we're doing this year, in other words, Zooming, are so critical. We haven't been able to meet in person, but we've been able to find support, network by Zooming. And I really, in the beginning, was a little bit skeptical. I think a lot of you were. Until, and this is fact, it's not just because I'm on this particular Zoom. My first Zoom with Skal Philadelphia and the way it was done, it was so well constructed and it had a message to send. If any of you have been on Zooms where it was just willy-nilly, people talking over each other, I heard from a couple of members a couple of weeks ago, they said they got turned off. So you're doing everything right. And what we need to do, obviously, more than ever, is support each other. And whether it's members in your own club, if you have a twin club, I know Philadelphia is twinned with Paris and Frankfurt, we can use that to broaden our networking base and co-market each other's products. We're all in the same tourism industry, hospitality industry. So let's try to help each other. I mean, it's great to push our own stuff, but if you have more platforms, whether it be social media, websites, etc., try to help your neighbor. This is the time to do it more than ever. As I say, oh, thank you, Greg. Thanks for putting that up there. I don't have to look at my notes. With that said, try to, as you have here, get as many clubs on your Zooms as possible. It creates so much interest. They may learn from what you're doing. You may learn from what they're doing. Case in point, I was on a Skal Canada Zoom in December, and I didn't know that on Zoom you could have breakout rooms. I'm combining things here. In the breakout rooms, you have the opportunity to get together with 4, 5, 6, 7 people instead of with 30 people. get to know each other. You can do it for 15 minutes. You can have games. You can have, Amy might talk about it later. You can have an escape room. All these things to create interest and bond each other together. Again, that's the part of the theme aspect that's on the screen there. Do a presentation. I would venture to say there are very few clubs in the country where every member knows what every other member in the club does. So take the opportunity not only to let the person say who they are, but let them give a brief presentation. We started that in New Jersey a few years ago, where you could give a 20-minute presentation, and it paid benefits. We got to know each other a lot more. And the things we're doing from Skål USA, as you can see in the bottom there, last year we had monthly webinars, and these webinars featured people that are well known in the industry, like Chris Thompson from Brand USA, Roger Dow from US Travel, Peter Greenberg, the travel maven who was on CBS, and we're going to continue to do that. On February 3rd, next week, we have a lady called Patty Noonan from the Travel Institute in St. Louis, who is one of the parts of travel that's actually making money during the pandemic, because people are going there to increase their skills, certification, et cetera, et cetera. And I have a couple of more things to say that are not on here, but I want to bring the diversity issue up. Again, Skal Philadelphia has done probably as much or more than any other club in bringing diversity to the forefront by race, by gender, by age. You're a shining example. And I hope, again, by other people joining into your Zooms, they'll see what you're doing. And I couldn't be more proud of you. What was I going to say? I had a couple other things that I wanted to say. Get involved. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, you got it. Thank you. You switched it. Thank you, just as I was looking down. Part of the things that, we have a lot of people who give us good ideas, but I've said for the last several years is passion without effort is useless. You've got to act on your ideas, whether you tell someone or, about it or whatever. These are the things that really help the club. Don't just whisper to someone, oh, I have a great idea. If you don't do anything about it, it means nothing. Spread the Skål gospel. The new folks that are on this, really get to know your neighbors here and see, look at our website, look at our social media. The website has a jobs board, hotjobs.com, which is owned and operated by one of our members in Skål, New Jersey, Gail Walsh. Another thing is share your stories. You all have success stories. I'm not talking the club, I'm talking individually. If you're honored, as Greg was last year, put that out there. Everybody needs to know the success stories of our members. We're really working on that this year. You'll hear from one, maybe two people in the membership team who are going to try to solicit stories from you. And we want it out there. We're going to get it not only in our US newsletter, but in our international newsletter. Two more points. I don't want to talk too fast. The Hospitality Strong fundraiser is something we've had probably since last June. It was started by Anthony Melchiori, who you may know from the Travel Channel. He has Hotel Impossible. He's a character, but he's got a lot of passion. And the Hospitality Strong is helping the workers that are currently out of jobs, the bell people, the housekeeping staff, the front desk workers, kitchen staff, et cetera, et cetera. Our goal originally was, I think, 25,000. They raised it to 100,000. Sadly, we only have about $11,000. We're asking if you can give $5 minimum. And what I thought of over the weekend, and I'll cover this quickly, is I remember the days when Jerry Lewis used to have the telethons, and he used to be on for about, I don't know, 12, 14 hours. And they'd have entertainers on it, they'd have speakers on it, and people would call in and they give $25 or whatever. Well, over the weekend, I thought we could do the same thing virtually and a webathon. And what we could do, and I talked to Anthony Melchiori and Richard today about it, is to have entertainers, have speakers, and have those people who have already received our checks. I mean, we've already given out about 8,000 of the 11,000 that we've already earned. We may have it before March. My guess is that it'll be right around the beginning of March. Anthony Melchiori has a podcast, and on Thursday's podcast, he's going to talk for a gentleman. Richard, you can help me with the name. I forget his name. It's a gentleman they've referred to as Mr. Broadway. And this man knows everybody on Broadway. So it's very possible he can get one or two people to contribute their time for the webinar or webathon.
Yeah, his name's Charlie Flatman.
Charlie Flatman, thanks very much. And so Anthony is going to talk to Charlie on Thursday about helping out. And it's very important. It's not just marginally important, it's very important. There are a lot of people struggling out there. I know we all are, we're all out of work, or a lot of us are, but we're talking about $5 if you can do it. And that's basically it. We need to stick together, we need to support each other and network together. Thank you.
Okay, so is this slide for me?
Yeah, I was gonna just from the board say thank you to both Greg and Mariska for their service over the past 2 years. I'm sure I can speak for the rest of the board in that we're excited with the path you both have put us on. And myself and Weldon are looking forward to continuing that vision and that mission, and you'll see some of that as we move a little bit forward tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so you can go ahead and go to the next slide. I'm going to introduce the 2021 slate of leaders. Of course, myself as the incoming Skal Philadelphia president, and Mr. Weldon Smith there as vice president. We then have Betsy Barber as secretary. We have Frank Clare as treasurer. Greg DeShields, past president here, is Skål USA representative. We have Sadie Park, Digital Communications Director, Sybil Davis, Membership Director, Don Gable, Director, Debbie McGaldy, Director, Mariska Bogle, Director, and Allie Greenberg, Director.
Hey, congratulations, everyone.
All right, and just a brief introduction of myself and Weldon. As I had mentioned, I am an operational excellence manager with Unidyne and Compass Group. I work in senior living and long-term care facilities, obviously the wonderful place to be during a pandemic, but here I am. So I do work in those facilities in a regional level. My area spans between New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, so I do find myself on the road. But just a little bit of backstory, I did join Skal Philadelphia in 2013, which feels like ages ago. Betsy at the time was the dean of STHM, and of course, Greg was actually my professor at the time, teaching hospitality operations. And between the two of them, that's how I learned about Skal Philadelphia. And then it was actually Frank Clare who sponsored me my very first year when I was a very broke college student, and gave me my opportunity to really understand what Skål was about. So if anything, this experience is becoming very full circle because all those folks I just mentioned are still here and still supporting the organization. I am an alumni of STHM at Temple University. And some of my work with Jim Dwyer spans with Skål USA. I tend to be a loud voice, and I try to, voice my opinions that we all can grow and develop the organization further. And then I also have some handy work in some of the social media platforms. All right, and I'd like to turn it over to Weldon.
Okay, thank you, Amy. As I mentioned, I come to Skal Philadelphia by way of Long Island, New York. But here, by profession, I'm a consumer brand marketer, and I support Fortune 500 corporations in building consumer engagement programs that persuade people to love their brands and to buy their products. So my venture to Skål was a curiosity to see how my marketing skills might be applicable to another industry, but also to see how a completely different industry, very different from chocolate and salty snacks, operates, and how marketing is done on this side of the street as well too. So it was a great find to see so many interesting people and an opportunity to sort of change up the conversation as marketing is concerned. Last year, I was hoping to have a chance to arrange a twinning project with Monaco, but the pandemic changed those plans. But still, I have connections with Monaco and also Grace Kelly's family in here because they were going to be part of that trip too. So my mother looked at me with a raised eyebrow when I told her I talked to Grace Kelly's nephew, and she think he's maybe drinking too much wine down there. Yes, something like that. That's one of her favorite actresses from way back when. So I'm very excited about the potential for Skål. The next few years, I'm looking forward to working with Amy and all of you on the board as we take the organization in new directions and maintaining our legacy.
All right, so Weldon and I have had a couple lengthy conversations, and I've also talked to the board members to really understand what we're targeting our 2021 vision to be, and we created the following statement. Skal Philadelphia strives to be the forefront leader of tourism and hospitality organizations in Philadelphia and recognized nationally for innovation and inclusivity. By increasing the variety of programming and networking opportunities, Skal Philadelphia will strengthen its membership through thoughtful partnerships and engagement of diverse members. We really want this vision to be the framework and benchmark that we build the next 2 years upon. And a lot of our platforms are surrounding the programming, the increase of new membership and networking opportunities, and then of course the building of the Young Skål program, making sure we're giving back to the younger generation who may just be entering the industry. Weldon and I think, can agree that we're very excited to lead this year, and we have a very dynamic and diverse group of board members. So we're really excited and looking forward to a very successful 2 years.
Great.
All right, and before we get into closing, I just want to ask Jim Dwyer just to wrap us up with a couple more remarks, and then I will complete the Skål toast.
Thanks very much, Amy. We've had a lot of unfortunate stories. The reason I said before we needed creativity and positivity. Again, Amy has that. We all know that. We're worldwide, we're losing members, which is kind of expected because of the pandemic. Here in the US, we had some major drop-offs from Skål Boston, Skål Washington, some of our bigger clubs. I can say for Orlando, Keith and Richard, you guys are pretty good. You're holding your own. Philadelphia is growing, which is great, and that's a testament to your leaders. But just keep up the good work. Some other good news for you is we may be starting a new club in St. Louis. I was fortunate enough to be introduced to a lady out there who had heard about Skål. She's highly esteemed, I would say, in the St. Louis community. She has a tour company. And I spoke with her the other day, and she has such a passion now for creating a new club out there. So again, branch out. Don't stay local. We're a global club. So look outward and not inward. Keep the positivity. You've got it. And just go forward with a good spirit. What I hear tonight, it's just terrific. And well done, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. May I just interfere here and have 1 minute?
Yeah, of course, Claire. Frank, go ahead.
It's been a very challenging year for our club and for all the other clubs, I'm sure. with a great team that was leading us, and while we didn't see eye to eye all the time, Greg and the team did a great job in keeping the club alive, keeping the club growing, and keeping the communication up. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank. All right, and in closing, we're going to do one more Skål toast because you can never do too many Skål toasts. So we've got to make up for the lack of in-person. So this one I will be leading. So if you would all raise your glasses one more time. To fellow Skåligs everywhere.
Fellow
Skåligs
everywhere.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Good health.
Good health.
Health.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Long life.
Long life.
Life.
Skål.
Skål.
Hey, that went by too fast. Can we do that again?
Fellow Skåligs everywhere.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us, especially Jim Dwyer here as Skål USA president. We look forward to further communications from Skal Philadelphia on its upcoming events and hope to see y'all soon.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Great job, everyone.
Congratulations. Thanks, everyone.
Stay safe.
Thank you, Jim, for doing this.
Yes,
My
thank
pleasure.
you.
Love it. Love you guys.
Bye.
You guys.
We're a family.
Good to see you all. Yes, you are. Good to see you all.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you,
Bye, everyone.
Mariska, for your
Lord,
leadership.
thank you everyone for joining us. This was awesome.
Have a great night.
How about a screen?
Wow.
We've actually recorded this, so we got a ton of screen.
Oh, good, good.
Bye, everyone.
All right, stay
everyone.
well. Stay well, everyone.